Hey, we're here. Isn't that cool?
Yay!
Wait, we made it.
Hello.
You know,
Oh my God.
we lived, we survived, and you know what? People are joining us, and they are alive as well. Fingers crossed. Hey everyone, welcome to our game. We're playing a TTRPG, a little bit of a Western game. We are Make a Misfit. We're a big group of normal, calm, collected, orderly, sophisticated individuals, and we promise to never raise hell or cause chaos during our tabletop games. Isn't that right, friends?
No! Damn
No.
two! Damn!
That's
Come on,
fucking
Don.
right. We're a group of mismatched.
No! Fuck you!
Okay,
He's going on
okay, I get it.
Internet Explorer right now. Hold on.
Jacob, I'm gonna kill you.
You're gonna kill me? What's wrong?
You're gonna
Do you
kill
wanna sing
me.
Chirp,
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm killing all my players this game.
chirp.
Anyway, what else rudely interrupted? That's right. We're a group of mismatched misfits. So let's start misfitting. Our last game, I'm gonna go over it real quick. In the world of Ashwall, of dust and sand and desert and cowboy hats and guns and cursed gold, we have a big group here who are on their way on a big old job and make a ton of money. Hired by Olive Greer to kill a man named Silas Wornriver, an undead, a killer, a thief, notorious in these lands. It is the expressed opinion of the company that this man has to die. And so this troop here is being hired for a lot of money, 6 decades of gold, to kill him. On their way to track this man down, there was a sandstorm, just barely avoided, with some kind of magical enchantment on it, which, if you are caught within the sandstorm, you rapidly age. Jesse woke up with a nightmare, a dream about such an event, before waking up with Daphne and looking out the cave and seeing themselves in the sandstorm with a woman under a black hood. It was strange, and who's to say what that means, if that'll ever come up again. ... The next day, stealing your courage, you continued on. Slew, our little halfling presenter magician here, came across 2 individuals who were caught in the sandstorm and were dying of old age, only being children moments ago. Slew took on this position and put on a show. A small stage performance, if you will, a monologue to lift their spirits and send them off. And that he did, because they passed away. And then it wasn't like seconds later before they started looting their corpses. On them was a magic item, as well as cases of moonshine. Valuable. They continued forward to a temple in the middle of the desert, which they were supposed to meet Silas there, based on some intel they learned before. Here there was a statue of the archfey of this kingdom, a sort of monarch individual known as Metsugia, or a statue of her before she went missing, as well as certainly lots of other entangled lore of a kingdom long lost. They found a secret button that led to a prison underground. They jumped down this trapdoor, found an undead chained to the wall, as well as this very mysterious bag with a very strange and ancient, yet strangely familiar enchantment on it, which at the current moment, our players are struggling to figure out what that means. It wasn't before long before a army of the Vulture gang pulled up while they were still underground and set up shop in this temple. They were there as well to kill Silas. And it wasn't long before our players punched inside this underground prison, only being able to listen in. Did it happen? Silas walked up into the scene. yelling wildly and passionately to the crowd, "Where is Julius?" Rambling about how he's going to put down Ashwall like the rabid dog it is. He seems like wonderful company. It wasn't long before there are the sounds of some kind of fight outside the prison. Shut up. Sorry, I saw a message. It's not long before a fight broke out, and it was a fight that didn't last very long. There were screams, and there was fire, and there was a Gatling gun, and an army, and then it was silent. Our adventurers here, underground, listened with bated breath. What do they do in this moment? It's not long before that choice was made for them. They hear this slam against the trapdoor above them. Slam, slam, slam. It keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. With some very quick and intelligent thinking, Slew has Jesse help him as they push this box of rusty daggers under the trapdoor in hopes to hurt whoever is slamming against the door here. Slam! Slam! And then nothing. For a moment. Before the ceiling breaks, the trapdoor falls, and a creature falls with it, straight into the barrel of rusty daggers. If we can cut to our little battle map here, as well as transition the music to something a little more intense. Our group of friends here underground, I should explain the map real quick. This corner over here is above ground. Here in the corner up here is underground. And underground, you know what? Let me be a little nice. Let's do this. We see the trapdoor breaks and a creature falls down with it and lands in the barrel. The barrel breaks and there's now this small pile of rusty daggers. This creature screams out in pain with lungs, with like rotted lungs as it quickly stands up within the pile. All of you are face to face with this hulking undead. The creature was once an individual of the Torn community, a humanoid who is so many gosh darn it, a black coyote humanoid, if you will, with just like thousands of abs. This thing is a washboard; you can eat off of it, but it's undead, so it's not hot. And this creature here, who has this like heavy Egyptian shield and spear, like rolls around. Additionally, another creature jumps down. I'm gonna spend a fear because that's not fair to you guys. If you don't mind, Nate, marking that for me. Spend a fear to have another creature jump down here, right in front of you guys, face to face, able to avoid the rusty daggers there. And you come to face with basically an identical creature to the first. You can hear the sounds of other creatures above, but you're not totally sure how many or how much. But this wasn't what you were expecting. Still, this is a very intense and imposing threat. Jesse and Slew, you guys were the ones who pushed the crate, so you guys are closest and face to face with this creature. I'm gonna say, August, what does Jesse do in this moment?
Oh no. Okay. I think the first thing that Jesse would do is just like grab his rifle and maybe back up a little bit. But like, you know, there's an undead in front of him. Time to shoot.
You know what? I think it is time to shoot. I agree with you. You back up, you pull your like long rifle. Feel free, you guys can all move around in this little space here. We can say that you guys did a little shuffle. when these guys were like jumping down, because there is no space here. By the way, this is the little closet. This is the prison. I'm sure you guys can figure it. Whoa, okay, maybe not move that. What are you doing? Just like phases through the wall. Do you guys know that meme, that like GIF of like Homer Simpson phasing into the bush?
Oh yeah.
Ashwall
That's
just
Yeah, I
actually
do.
doing it right
out.
now.
Get back here. Anyway, so whatever the hell your name is, Jesse, you back up, you take your long rifle, you aim it and fire into this creature. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Yay!
This is going to be a difficulty class of 15.
A 15. Okay. That's chilling though because I got a number.
You got a number?
22.
22? That
Yeah.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yippee!
Whoever wants to go next, be able to, be ready. Make sure to keep an eye out for the chat to, like, okay, beautiful. Thank you for that.
Damage 9.
Damage 9? All right, great.
Yeah.
And then, was that with hope or fear?
It was with hope.
It was with hope. Okay. Audrey. Jesse is, excuse me, not Jesse. Fontana, you watch this happen. You watch as Jesse fires into this creature, nearly unbothered with the hit. What do you do in this moment?
Cool. I'm gonna conjure a swarm of, like, stone beetles that swarm around me. Basically what this does, I mark a stress, conjure armored beetles to encircle me. When I take damage next, it reduces the severity by 1 threshold. I can spend a hope to keep the beetles up after taking damage.
Beautiful. All right, so you have a bit of a armored swarm around you in this moment, preparing yourself for the worst. I do apologize. Yes. I skipped something. Someone landed in some rusty daggers, and I think there's some damage that needs to be rolled.
Yeah.
Joe, I know you need to go next anyway, so Joe, this doesn't count as your action. But go ahead and roll damage for this guy. What is your staff? What is the damage for that?
Staff?
Like if you use your
2d6.
basic attack. Plus anything?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 12. I'm counting this as a critical hit. Maybe that's too much for this situation, but I'm biased as hell. I thought that was fucking genius, and I'm rewarding it. So I'm considering this a critical hit.
Yeah.
With
to
your
be fair,
main attack.
To my understanding, they body slammed themselves through a door and then onto daggers. So,
which is not great.
Not a great place to be.
No, it's not.
Plus 12, that's 16.
16. Okay. Okay, fuck it. That was a not great hit for that guy, as he's sort of like rolling around. And then Joe, you wanted to go anyway. What does Slew do in this moment as he watches this whole scene?
Fireball!
See you coming.
The one that landed on the daggers.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit. That's gonna be 15. 15 hit.
Yep. Alright. Plus 3 from spellcasting.
I really like how you say fireball.
That was good.
You said 15?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's in the 20s, so I'm not even...
Don't even worry about it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, that's with hope.
Fear?
That's with hope,
Beautiful.
by the way. Yeah. Remember, people, to have pre-rolled all your dice so this situation doesn't happen to you.
And who's going next after? Go ahead and post in Fight Club the raise hand. While Joe rolls damage.
It's plus 5. Why is my math not mathing?
It's okay. Math often doesn't math.
42.
42 damage?
What?
Yeah, and then they have a reaction roll. Both of them.
To What is? So you
if
rolled
they
a hit.
if they roll a reaction save of 13 or higher, they only take half damage.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna roll. The guy who is. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Let's just lock in. It's 13 or higher.
Yes.
Okay, the one that's in the daggers fails. The one that is not succeeds. You throw this small sphere of flame that roars by and directly impacts all of the daggers there. There's sort of like this small explosion. The creature here, the one who is able to dodge out of the way, turns around, lifts the giant shield, and is able to avoid the hit as there's this small explosion in the area. Afterwards, all the daggers are like red hot. And what did you say that damage was?
Yeah, so the one on the ground takes 42 damage, and then the one beside him takes 21.
2, 3. 21. Got it.
Yeah, because he got half.
Okay. The one that is right here, the one in the daggers, weirdly enough, is looking really hurt. Who would have seen it coming?
Strange.
At this moment, I'm going to reveal the little plot twist that we have in this game. There has been a counter this entire scene. At this point, you throw that fireball, and the room shakes, and then rubble little pieces of rubble fall from the ceiling. All of you look up. The ceiling is cracking. You have a total of 18 player actions before the roof collapses on you. And we have seen 4 actions so far, so you have 14 actions remaining. And that was a roll with hope, which means that it is still our good guy's turn, which means, Kelsey, you're up. What does Daphne do in this moment, watching the ceiling start to crack? There's huge flame erupts at the end of the hall. The only way out is this little, this little hole right here, which can be found right above our 2 big bads.
Well, first, I think I'm gonna fire my gun at the guy at the front.
Shoot him.
It's a 6.
6 to hit, that fails.
Womp womp.
That's okay. Do you want to move at all? Do you want to stay in place?
Could I? So the hole's directly above them, right?
That's right. You're not going to be able to jump up without any kind of roll, which requires another action, which you don't have in this moment, because it is the bad guy's turn.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna do nothing.
Okay, and nothing you do. You fire into this creature. These two are real fucking pissed. The two of them sort of like ready themselves for this moment. I'm going to start with our man in front here, who's going to take the end of his spear and stab into the ceiling. That counts as another action, which means you guys have 12 actions remaining. As he stabs into the ceiling, it cracks even farther. Then I'm going to spend a fear. Have you go. And he is going to stab the man who shot a fireball at him.
You know what? Fair beans.
Slow.
That is, if I remember things, does a 15 hit?
Yup.
Okay. This guy's gonna mark a stress to use his take them both ability, and he's also going to attack. Yeah, you look scary because of those beetles. Let's see here.
Fair.
Okay. Does a 15 hit you as well?
If it meets, it beats, right?
That's correct.
Then yeah, it hits.
Okay. You both take 26 points of damage. As this creature rushes forward with the spear and slew, you are stabbed through the center of the chest with intense speed and lifts you off the ground, turns around, and kebabs the two of you into the wall.
Yeah, I'm definitely using an armor slot for that, so.
I would strongly encourage you all to use armor slots this fight. I forgot
Yes,
to mention,
armor slot. That's a thing.
for this fight, these guys are doing a lot of damage. That's because in balancing this fight, I learned of a little thing where you can increase the damage and reduce the amount of bad guys. I didn't like how long the last game took. So these guys are doing more damage. They're doing more damage than maybe they should. So just know I'm taking a risk when it comes to the balance of this fight. I'm hoping this works out, but if they're accidentally too strong, might be. And if it's a
To be fair,
womp womp.
to be fair, when you invite us to join this campaign, I believe you said, "Hey, be prepared with extra characters, because testing it out, seeing if we're gonna die or not." So
Yeah, this is a whole new system. Who knows? All right, so that was Let's see, that was a total of 3, which means let's do one more action here. I'm gonna say a creature sort of appears here. The group of you watch. You look outside of the trapdoor and look down, you look up and you see appearing at the edge of the hole is a corpse, a very fresh corpse of a vulture gang member, a classic Western gang member looking individual with a very clear bullet hole right in the center of the forehead, and some scorched and burned skin all about his person. Takes up a rifle and is going to fire at... It could really be anyone. Ashwin, sure. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, you take 15 points of damage.
Is that a blah?
Ranged attack? Yes.
Yes. Okay. You said it was.
Okay, and then let's
22?
see. That was 4 actions. I'm gonna do a 5th one.
Was that 22? Sorry.
Bruh.
Talk to me. Say that again.
Was that 22 you said to hit?
22 to hit. That's correct.
yeah, was this supposed to be marking down things on the fear tracker, right?
Each action is 1 less on the fear tracker, except for the first one.
Yeah.
I apologize,
have
Nate.
been
I should have been. Okay, beautiful.
I've been keeping track.
Okay.
Thank you, Nate.
Okay,
You're
and then-
beautiful.
sorry, how much damage did you say I took again?
15.
15. And then
Take your time as you
how does
adjust your character sheet.
armor
Talk to me.
slots work again?
You can
You
mark
just-
off an armor slot. You take 1 less damage. So like 1 less damage threshold.
Oh, threshold.
You catch me?
Okay, I remember it was different, so okay, I'll do that.
So like if you were to take 2 hits here from that hit, instead you'd take 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Beautiful. All right. So the second guy, there's a second rifleman that joins him, and is going to fire at the dog.
No, stop shooting Shadow.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
Jacob!
Golly.
Jacob, we get it. They're the bad guys. Stop having them shoot
You
the
don't
dog.
have to hurt the dog. Golly.
I would rather all of us die than Shadow die.
That's why I'm shooting the dog. I know all
Stop
of you
it.
would. I know all of you would die for the dog. I'm trying to get you guys to live for the dog.
It's all right.
Anyway.
Kind of the dagger heart protects them because it's like once they run out of stress, they just kind of go hide in a corner somewhere.
True.
That's
true,
correct.
true, true.
All right. Wonderful news. Reno Rush, the action man, the sharpshooter, is with you and is gonna save the day. Oz, what does Reno do in this moment?
I'm gonna shoot my guns.
It was my
Oh,
turn.
pause.
It was my turn.
I never gave you an option, huh? But I love skipping you, Nate. So what am I gonna do?
You shot me.
I
and
guess
then
I'll let you
skipped
go,
me.
Nate.
Fuck, dude.
Real insult to injury. All right. I'm sorry, Reno. Nate, go on ahead. My bad.
So, what I want to do is I want to like death maneuvers out of here. But on my way, I want to jump on this guy and use my what is it called? My Katari retracting claws to like jump off of him and up here.
Sure. I fuck with it heavy. What happens? Talk to me.
I make
You
an
mark a
agility...
stress to do death maneuver.
Yeah, I mark a stress, and then I make an agility roll to attack a target melee range on a success. Become temporary vulnerable.
Ooh, okay, I fuck with it. Okay. We're seeing some combat moves here. Alright, go ahead and roll me a hit. DC 15.
That's definitely... I rolled an 18. I didn't have anything, so it definitely hits.
Then you don't need to do math. I love it when you roll so high you don't need to do math.
That's my favorite.
It makes me so happy. Alright, I really fuck with this energy. As you're rolling damage, go ahead. You run forward here. The creature sort of like takes up the shield, ready for you to do something, and you jump on the shield, scratch at its eyes, and jump off the shield out of the room.
So I don't do damage with that. It just makes them vulnerable.
Okay. Well, then they are vulnerable, and now it's like really sad and depressed at you specifically.
And I'm
Let's
out of
see.
there.
Let's do this, and we'll call that vulnerable. I don't like that it's also red. Fuck it, we ball. I don't care. All right, you're out of here. You're right here. You have a little bit more maneuverability if you want to move somewhere, but I don't know. Where do you want to be here?
Far from these guys.
All right, as far as you can. I'm gonna say you're about. Let's see. Far. That's like 10. I'll give you here.
Okay.
Just a vibe.
Wait, so is this guy dead?
Sorry, no. Oh my gosh, my
I
bad.
got
It
real
says dead
confused.
on it. He
Yeah.
is
I was like, what?
vulnerable, but I don't have a thing that says vulnerable on it. I don't
Like
fucking
a
know.
stun?
Paralyzed. Here we go. Paralyzed.
Here we go.
He's not paralyzed. He's vulnerable, which just means creatures have advantage against it. You scratch at its eyes, and it gets super frustrated, and for a little bit there, it's like blinking and can't see. Let's see. Was that roll with hope or with fear?
That's a good question. I will re-roll because I already picked up the dice.
Okay, bet.
That is
Is there anything else that I'm missing here? Oh, right, the counter. The ceiling is falling. So let's see. It was at 14, then Daphne went, that was 13, and then the bad guys went, and then Nate. So that's 12. We're currently at the number 12. I'm going to grab the, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful. I have trinkets that will help me count, because I can't do that on my own. I love trinkets. I love trinkets. You jump out of there, you scooch out, and you run, and you abandon the players, and your character is officially out of the game. Congratulations. Moving on from that, let me pull up Fight Club, and our legendary Reno Rush, not to be confused with Reno Rodeo, the clown. Reno, what do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna shoot this guy right here. I'm gonna shoot him.
All right.
This guy, Bob him and our friends. I don't like that.
You know, I don't fuck with it either, weirdly enough.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
Anyways,
DC
roll
15.
21.
Beautiful, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. If you roll a 14 or higher, this guy is dead.
I rolled a 14 exactly.
Nice.
Go ahead and tell me how you do this. This guy has these two of your friends stabbed through the chest and pinned to the door. And sort of like turns towards you as you take your pistol. Go ahead, take it from here.
I'm gonna just straight up just run up. I'm gonna run up to him. He's got both his hands on the spear, right? Or whatever.
That's correct.
Just gonna run up to him, place both my pride and my joy on each side of his head and just blast his brains.
Nice.
You take both guns, blast his brains. You shoot in such a way that the top of this guy's skull paints the wall like a Picasso, and it's just like the bottom jaw and tongue left of the skull there, and you see very clearly, clear as day, a single silver coin resting on top of the tongue as the creature falls over. Why did you do that? That was fucked up. Okay. Anyway, you fire into him. You create a little bit of wall art, which I'm going to hang on the fridge later. Jesse, go ahead, talk to me. Oh, wait, pause. Osmar, was that with hope or with fear?
Hope.
You know, that's beautiful. And I'm so glad you guys are rolling well on a fight that was supposed to be a little more difficult. That means that there's, the ceiling's falling. Alright, you guys have 11 actions left before the ceiling falls, and you all die tragic deaths. I'm seeing in the chat TPK hell yeah, so I'm kind of encouraging that.
No.
Let's see here.
No. Also,
Uh,
is like ceiling falling like insta death or just like insta knockout? Because
Have you heard
You
the
know.
term "rocks fall, everyone dies"?
no.
Well,
you
you're about to
can't.
learn it.
I think
Believe
the
in that.
best way to learn is through experience. Let's have the ceiling fall and then find out. Speaking of, August, what does Jesse do in this moment?
Okay, I have a vision.
I love this
So-
start.
My vision, it doesn't have to happen all in this one turn, but my vision is that Reno sits under the hole in which we can escape from. We all sit on his back and push people out of the hole. Somewhere in there, I take one of the hot daggers and stab people with it. That is my vision. How can we execute it?
Reno, are you cool with this vision? Do you want to stand right here? I'll let you do that for free. Okay. You are standing on the hot daggers, which
He's got horseshoes. Don't worry about it.
I should punish this. I should do something about it, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm gonna let you guys have this one. And I don't want to. Yeah, Reno is resilient as this what is this called? A centaur? As the centaur here. Beautiful. Has horseshoes.
Forgot what I was.
Sponsored by Nike. You know, I forget who I am all the time.
These are my Jordans. They protect me from hot daggers.
Fucking Jordans. All right, August, you did someone else's turn. Do you want to do something on this run here?
Yeah, so in that, let's see, there's a guy there. Okay, let's do, I run over, can I grab a hot dagger, maybe with something against my hand, and like either stab this guy with it or stab the shooty guys up here, or is that not possible?
I will allow it. I'm sure that you have a cloth on your person as a human, roguish human, as a person in this world. You might have a cloak of
He's got his ascot. He's got his ascot.
as ascot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I take off my
Yep.
pretentious little ascot and I grab a
Which
hot
is-
dagger.
Wildly pretentious, and then you wrap around the dagger. The dagger like screams, like because it's like really bummed out that it's in a ascot. And what are you stabbing?
I want to make it easiest for us to get out of here.
Right.
This guy is dead. This guy is sad. So whatever is easiest. Or does this guy count?
These guys are zombies. These guys are zombies with guns.
No, I mean like, am I able to stab them, or is that too far away?
You'd have to jump out first,
Okay.
and then stabby stab. Are you jumping, or are you stab and stab? Are you jumping first and then stab, or stab then jump? Great question.
Let's get rid of this guy first.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit. You have advantage on the roll because he's blinded a little bit from the claws of your cat-like companion. We're gonna do some improvised damage here. What is the damage of your current weapon, your gun?
My 2d, it's 2d6 plus a number plus 3.
+3, great. Add an extra d6 to that attack. If you
That's
hit.
so much. That's so much.
Why are you complaining?
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
You know,
It's a hot dagger. The extra
I really
damage is
like-
from the hot.
Yeah.
If you roll well,
That is a 17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay! My d6. Okay.
Imagine if
I'm gonna need
you
another one.
hit.
Another one.
I'm gonna say that when a dagger is on fire, it does damage. But I think more importantly, I'm encouraging the fact that that was improvised and really fucking cool.
That is
so go
a
ahead and
12 damage.
roll. 12? All right.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, is not a fan. It's blinded
Trying.
there. It sort of launches a shoulder into the wall there, as it screams out frustration and anger. You run by, take a dagger off the ground, and stab into the side. And there's sort of like this small flame as it sort of creeps up the undead skin of the arm, and then cries out in joy and happiness. And then you're here in this moment. Was that action with hope or with fear?
That was with fear.
That was with fear. Okay. I'm going to start with... I'm making choices. Okay, here's my choice. I am going to have this guy roll to be... No, that's just going to be his action. His action is going to rub his eyes and suddenly he's not blinded anymore. Then I'm going to spend a fear, and this guy is immediately going to retort by stabbing you.
What the fuck?
Does a 9 hit?
A 9? I don't think that does. How does it... What if my AC is 9?
Meets it, beats it. That means you got hit.
No!
Wait, how's your AC 9?
I have armor. I never equipped it. I don't think. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Wait, I mean, your character
you
would
never
have
equipped
had
armor?
equipped, yeah.
I looked
What's-
for it.
What's
I
your
cannot find it.
What's your armor? Is it Gambison?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, your evasion stat, I should say, should be 12.
Oh, JK, it doesn't hit. Thanks, guys.
Well, hold on, pause. On the character sheet, it says 9, right?
It says 9. That's because I didn't know what
Okay,
to put for the
go
plus
to
armor.
Equipment and scroll down and then click on Gambison armor. Click
Well,
little box.
Okay, pause. Me and August, August's character is a PDF, right? 1. And 2, there might be other abilities that subtracted the armor score. August, did we throw the character sheet together? Or
You
on
know
our
what?
own?
Just hit me for right now and we'll figure this out later.
Yep. For now, it's 9 because it is written on your character sheet 9. But you can check your character sheet and double check it and see if that's wrong after the game. Okay. Back into the scene. You run by, stab him, and the creature immediately tries to stab you and pin you into the wall as revenge. The creature is going to... No, it's not. It's just going to hit you. That is going to be, 18 points of damage as it sort of stabs into you. Then we are going to have this guy. Okay. I'm going to spend a fear to spotlight this guy who's going to shoot Ashwin. Does a 13 hit, Ashwin?
No.
Okay. It fires and misses. This one here is also going to fire at Ashwin. And this time, I'm going to learn my lesson and have a good sense of the character sheet. And is going to spend a stress to look down the iron sights, take a deep breath, and fire, and have advantage on the roll. Does a 7 hit?
No.
Okay, so he literally walks up, looks down the iron sight, takes a deep breath, but it's a zombie, so it's a really ugly breath, and then fires, and it is miles off.
I fired
and
and I missed.
I missed.
I
And then
missed again.
finally,
Missed more
Mm.
times.
for real, what's my fear at? 4? I'm gonna wait. Okay. Jesse, you had another thing you wanted to do, so I'll have you go again, and then whoever's next can go, because I know you wanted to jump out.
I did. Someone else can go.
Okay. Well, then I'll do it. Audrey, and then Joe. So, Audrey, you're sort of like just barely reeling from that hit. The creature is down in front of you, and there's sort of like a very clear single silver where the tongue is. You have the beetles surrounding you. What do you do in this moment?
Can I grab the silver as a free action?
Yep, you take the silver.
Cool. Brain. So I'm gonna spend a hope to keep my beetles up. I don't think that's an action or anything. I can just do that.
Correct.
Because I already. And then, is there like a traffic jam in this exit? Are we gonna have to kill somebody to get out, or can we weave through to get out?
What I'll allow you to do is I'll let Jesse go like this. You can move, and then you both can go like this. Because the plan is to jump off of Reno's back. Do you want to do that?
Yes, and can. Okay.
Oh, I've not been counting. Hold on, pause. We were at 11 actions. Oh, God. I think we're at 10. I'm going to say we're at 10 until the ceiling falls, because I think it was just Jesse.
Okay.
All right, if we look in
'Cause-
Fight Club, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're on Audrey, who's 7.
Yep, and then the bad guy attacked the ceiling,
Yep.
which caused it to... Yeah, so we're at 10. Beautiful. Sorry about that. The ceiling is crumbling. There's debris falling. Audrey, what does Fontana do in this moment?
She is gonna. I might be stretching this here. Fontana's gonna get out and start to follow Ashwin.
Sure. Go ahead and
And
roll
then-
me a... I'm going to say this is athletics, but you have advantage on the roll because Reno is here to help you out.
Okay, Slay.
I'm going to call this deep to jump up 10 feet, but you can like grab onto the sides. I'm going to call that 15.
Yeah.
14. I'm calling it
Okay.
14.
And this is agility, right? Yeah.
Correct. That's jumping. Jumping and climbing. You guys can definitely hear my water bottle sometimes. I apologize.
I think I got 15 exactly. Because
Beautiful.
4, that's with fear, but with the advantage, I had 12, plus my agility is 3, so 15 exactly.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. Awesome. And then
And
from
then-
there, that is a action. So now the ceiling has 9 actions left. It's still crumbling. You're up
And
here.
can I
Was
keep
that with-
running? That was with fear.
Got it.
And then
Yeah, you can keep running.
couple questions. Gonna keep running towards
Okay,
Ashwin.
awesome. Sure.
And then if I may, I know Joe is up next. Is there any way Shadow can be positioned to give Slew the help action? To like help him out. I don't know.
Yes, I'll allow it.
Cool.
All right, moving on. What was I doing? So that was with fear, which means it's bad guy's turn. Let's see, how many fear do I have? Nate, by the way, huge fan. Love you. You're killing it. I'm gonna have I want some zombies to go. So I'm gonna have you go, and then I'm gonna spend a fear to have you go. And I'll let that go. And both of them are going to make a group attack to attempt to attack you at the same time. Okay.
Okay.
Does a 3 hit?
Nope.
Okay, cool. You're running forward there, and they leap after you, and they're like 10 feet away. So they just like they're here and then they leap and then they fall on their face like a good 5 feet away from you.
I'm a runner. I'm a track star.
Yeah, you are. As you do that, I'm gonna have this man right here. He's gonna stab again. He's gonna stab Reno. That is going to be a 17 to hit. Does that hit, Reno? Oz, you with us? You're muted if you hear me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You take 9 points of damage. It's a low roll. Womp womp. As it sort of like stabs into you, but you're able to like maneuver your way out of the way, so it doesn't. It only like scrapes the side, like that horse side there. That was 3 actions. All right, I'm gonna cut it there. We're good on the counter. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to the players. Fight Club. Joe, what does Slew do in this moment with Shadow?
All right. Really quick before I lose track. August, your base class evasion is 9, and then Gambson gives you a +1 to evasion, so it makes your AC or evasion 10.
Leather.
Oh, it's leather. Damn. Okay. I'll double check.
Yeah,
I'll double check
just
leather
so that's
stats,
okay.
but yeah, no, you're good. Yeah. Fuck. Sorry, I've been looking up stats. Okay. This guy. I don't like this guy. But all of my big hitting spells tend to lead to area of destruction. So with Shadow's help, I'm going to climb up Shadow's back, then onto Reno, and then jump off of Reno's shoulder, and then onto the side of the wall.
One, Joe, I love you. You definitely didn't need to do that. Take a hope. That was fucking awesome. 2, make a agility roll with advantage, DC 14.
All right. Agility roll.
I can tell you sent a message to Audrey like, hey.
Oh, I didn't. She did that entirely on her own volition. I did not know she was going to do that.
Are you fucking okay? So we're reading minds today. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
It's the
I told you
improv
the
game.
warm-up
It
game was
worked.
worth it.
Fuck.
She
I
was
was
with the
trying to-
shits.
I was trying to reduce actions. I didn't know if that was a thing, but I was like, if Joe's right after me, he could practically ride Shadow out of here because Shadow's so big.
Shadow is a steed for sure.
You said that was agility?
That's right. DC 14.
Get up, little man.
That's going to
Oh,
be
that
20, 24. So,
So
yeah,
I believe that's above 14.
Yup. That'll do it.
Not sure though.
My
Yeah,
calculations
maybe.
are correct.
my
Is
pick
this
is not
is the temple like just a wall?
This is a wall, correct?
Yeah. Okay. In the terms of very close, it says that it's like 5 to 10 feet.
Yep.
So, what would be very close for this character?
Very close would be 5, 10. Yeah, it'd be this.
Hmm.
You did just make an action. You don't have to go again if you don't want to.
Oh, by the way, yeah, that was with Hope. I don't know if I mentioned.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you,
but
Nate, for tracking the ceiling.
But I like. It's got damage though. I think we need the damage. Okay, Audrey. I can't direct this without hitting someone. And you're wait, oh, this is in between.
I'm surrounded by beetles.
This is in between actions. You can move.
Can I move?
Like, I'm pretty sure we established last game where because moving doesn't have like a roll to it. Anyone can theoretically move at any time between enemy and ally rounds.
Yes,
If that's true,
but
if that's true, Jacob, I would like to catch up with Ashwin.
okay, I'll allow it. Mostly because I don't want to deal with the headache of blah blah blah. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Conscious
Fireball.
cleared. Fireball on this guy.
On the zombie here,
On the zombie here. So yeah, 10 feet should get all of them.
roll a DC 13.
If fuck Fireball crit.
Shut
Oh,
the fuck
Lord.
up. That was not a crit,
Wait.
was it?
Double sevens.
Are you kidding me?
Let's
Wait.
go.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Jacob, what's the crit rules again for damage?
Oh god.
It's
So,
full
just in
damage.
case you
plus
didn't know.
something, right?
The rules of crit are very simple. Let's say, for example, Fireball. How much damage is that? What's the damage roll?
2d20 plus 5.
Wonderful. Oh god. 2d20 plus 5. That means that crit rolls is max damage plus normal damage. So what you do here is you take that 2d20, you turn that into 40 damage. That plus 5, that's 45 damage. Then you roll 2d20 plus 5. That number plus 45 equals the damage of your crit.
Okay, so that's 45
Golly, dude.
plus
Right on the second roll.
another nat 20 that I rolled on regular damage die. Plus
Brother.
8 plus 5 from the bonus. So that's 78 points of damage.
He really said
So-
conscious clear.
Fun
on
fact.
that one.
Could you imagine if Could you imagine if Audrey was in that hit?
Yeah.
And this is why I kept running. I
Yeah.
will say, it makes
Okay.
sense. I kept
I'm
running.
gonna paint the scene a little for Slew. Alright,
Sure.
he jumps out the hole, grabbing the edge, pulling himself up, running up. He pulls out a fireball as he spins around and ready to toss it at me. Then he stops, seeing
Fontana.
Fontana in the midst of the enemy, and just kind of puts his hand out and kind of makes a shooing motion. And then Fontana scurries off back over with Ashwall, and then yeet.
That's beautiful. So do these guys need to roll reaction rolls? And what does that
Yes, they can roll reaction roll to, if they succeed past, I believe, to 13, then they only take 78, then they only take 39 damage.
do? Oh, great. So that's hilarious. That means rolling doesn't matter. Fun fact, if you roll damage that is twice your highest damage threshold, that means you take 4 damage instead of 3. We haven't gotten to those numbers yet until just now. If they succeed on the roll, they still take 4 damage, so it doesn't matter. Those two zombies, by the way, had 1 hit point, so they turn into less than dust. The dust particles are separated into molecules. Those things are gone.
Reduced
our
to
little-
atoms.
Yeah, for real. Then we have the riflemen here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who are on fire and look like a small breeze would knock them over. Like purely on fire. It's to the point where you've turned zombies into skeletons. The flesh is gone. This small explosion here, these pillars are like crumbling. And that was a roll with hope. Yeah, because it was a crit. Mother trucker. Alright, so we're down to 8 actions until the ceiling collapses. And that was fucking awesome.
And Jacob, can I
talk
spend some hope real quick? There's no roll involved.
What?
There's no roll involved.
Sure.
I'd like to spend just like 2 hope and hit that let's say this guy with an arcane barrage real quick. Just automatic hit, and he takes an extra 2d6 just to see if I can knock off that last little smidgen.
Are you happy, Joe? Are you happy?
Very.
Are you smug? Are you happy? Are you content with yourself? Do you
Very.
enjoy taking me to desperation and sadness? And I'm just fucking with you. That was fucking awesome. And I would
Hey,
do
Jacob,
the
don't be
same.
mad that we rose to the challenge that you gave us.
Well,
Hate the
So,
player,
I-
don't hate the player, hate the game.
I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I'm so happy about how this encounter is going. That means that we can continue with this trend of scaling up the damage, less enemies, fights are faster, all of that. I love this. I'm glad that things are going well.
Yay! Oh yeah, it's gonna be 8 points of damage.
Yeah, he's gone. The breeze came by, and it knocked him over. And then Joe, you're done. But that was fucking awesome. Let's see here. Kelsey, you're up. Nate, you're on deck. Kelsey, what does our wonderful performer do in this moment?
I'm
You're
gonna
still
get
underground.
here. I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay. Zoop. Go ahead and roll me a DC 14 acrobatics roll with advantage.
Uh, 17.
17, that's a success. Alright, was that with hope or with fear?
That was with hope.
Okay. Is there something else you want to do in this moment? We're down to 7 actions.
Ooh. Well,
You
I'd
don't
like
have
to take
to,
my
I
monkey
just-
with me.
That is such a great call. Okay. Should I make the monkey roll? Nah. That's fucked up. Alright,
Considering a monkey's whole job is climbing, I wouldn't be surprised if it just
He's just
you know,
death
got
gripping
up
her.
there.
oh my gosh, Reno trying to get out, I just realized. Yeah, have fun with that.
He's gotten places he's not supposed to have been before, so
He'll figure it
We
out.
went
One
through
moment.
a mine shaft.
Let's see here. Nate, let's see here. Where are you? You're in the middle of the desert here. You just watched several undead turn into dust in front of you through a small explosion. What do you do in this moment?
Okay, so I did pre-roll because I knew what I wanted to do.
I love to hear that.
And all I wanted to do was like kind of like him look like so surprised at the huge fireball and just kind of like slightly raise his crossbow and shoot this guy. And
Yeah. Go and roll the hit.
I critted. I didn't need to crit, but I did.
Job,
So
Nate.
here's the thing. That thing had 1 hit point.
just walked over and just
You raise your crossbow, and you take this moment where you're just like, oh, I'll just finish him off, and then you take this moment here where you're just like, but what if I could do more? And you fire your crossbow, and it hits into the sort of shoulder. There's sort of like a metal plate that back when he was alive, he likely wore this as some kind of like maybe a lucky piece or like a piece of unnecessary armor. There's a piece of metal on the shoulder, and you take this opportunity, you fire, and it doesn't like puncture. It just knocks the arm completely off the creature's shoulder to the point where it dies, right? And the arrow ricochets off and kills the zombie next door.
Nice.
Lands straight into the head and falls into the ground.
Are we on 6, by the way? Sorry, I stopped keeping count. After me.
Yeah. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're now at 6.
Okay.
It's good to keep track. You guys have crushed this challenge. But you know what? I'm happy for you guys. That just means I get to do it harder next time. Let's see here. That was a crit, which means it was with hope. Which means you guys are just so full of hope and happiness. Not that you guys are considering my feelings at all. Alright, who's going next? Let's see here. Reno, Rhodey. No.
Hang on,
I stopped myself.
mister. Hang on, mister.
I stopped myself. I didn't say it.
Remember
no.
the timestamp, August.
Nah. Completion
Nate.
of Jacob calling everyone the wrong name.
Take a look in the mirror and contemplate what you've done.
I don't need a DM for you guys. I don't need to do this. I don't need this. Reno Rush.
Well, you're here now, so too bad.
Fuck. Reno Rush. Do your thing.
All right. I'm gonna grab a dog. Can I grab Jesse? What's his name? Jesse. Hey,
Yeah, that's Jesse.
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 We need to cook.
Grab.
Jesse, we need to escape.
Jesse, we need to jump. Grab onto my hand.
You got it, Reno.
All right, I'm gonna grab both Jesse and Shadow. I'm just gonna jump out.
Okay. So fun fact, Shadow is a very big dog. And Jesse is a very big man.
Yes. I'm a big horse.
And you are a very big horse. You are a horse. Horses struggle to jump 10 feet in the air without any kind of run up.
Right.
But you know what? That being said, you are the Reno Rush.
I'm
Go ahead
Reno
and-
Rush. I got plus
Roll
3
me.
agility. Try me.
Jeez, alright, fine. I will try you. Go ahead and make a DC 21 agility check.
Okay.
Really did fuck around and find out.
Fuck around, find out.
You
No way. No way. No way.
Please.
shut the fuck up.
did it.
Don't even say it out loud. Don't even say it out loud. Don't you dare. Stop laughing. Why are you laughing? Stop laughing.
The world holds its breath as Reno Rush does the impossible. Crit.
That's
Shut the fuck
wild.
up.
Can
Uh,
you like he like runs up and then just like he gets out and accidentally just fucking bulldozes his way.
Yeah,
He like flies upward.
I grab Jesse and Shadow, I kick the other fucking guy out of the way, he fucking falls over, and I just bolt out.
That's amazing.
That's phenomenal.
You kick the man backwards. Yeah, you turn around and do the practical thing, which is get a run up first, and then you leap into the air like a show horse right through the tunnel here, trampling this mother trucker into the desert sand. The creature can no longer be seen with those two big old creatures on your back. Valiant and beautiful. I'm going to end this combat here a few ways. One, you guys move. The ceiling crumbles, and this creature here is destroyed and, crushed under the weight of the ceiling as it falls. This one here, one of you gets to get an automatic hit, because it does have 1 hit point. Who wants to kill this thing off?
I think with that crit, Reno deserves to hit him. Or if Fontana wanted to, for revenge.
I say I'll just shoot him.
Okay, great.
They tried to attack my dog.
That's so true. And as revenge, you take your pistol and you do like a total Indiana Jones move where you're just like tired and you raise your pistol and fire.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
The enemies are like, let me crit that dog. Let me crit that dog.
Got the dog.
Can you pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
We all love Shadow. In this moment, we can turn the music into something a little more neutral. As you guys walk out of this fight valiant and confident and unaffected and fucking badasses. You take your pistols and your firearms. Go ahead, Oz.
Excuse me, that took a little bit out of me. Alright, here you go. I'm gonna put you two down, because...
Shadow will give just
You
like
good,
a
old man?
nuzzle of thank you.
What a marvelous performance, my good man!
Oh.
Such a leap! Incredible dexterity!
Well, I appreciate it. How about you tone it down a little bit? I feel like I'm gonna pass out from that. Whew.
My friend, that was the most intense experience I've had in my life. I am going to be like this for the next half hour at minimum.
Oh, great. Oh. Anyone got some earplugs at least?
None that can withstand the might of my voice.
Oh, wonderful. You got magic voice or something?
Can be.
What the hell is that? I don't like how you said that so close to me. I don't. I suggest you you get you got real close to me when you said that. I suggest you take a step back.
Daphne, lovely to see nothing befall you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Also, what the hell was that big explosion earlier? We were still inside when I heard it. I saw a huge light just kind of engulf the area.
Merely a performer performing his art, my good sir.
Some act.
I should have come to the circus more often. Dang.
I know, it's a hard one to follow.
Yeah, he's a great performer, y'all.
Regardless, I believe we have extricated ourselves in time to not be crushed to death, and we have dispatched our foes.
Yes.
But I seem to see a lack of a certain individual we are trying to hunt in the general area.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
butt
where
in
is
here.
that Booker?
I think it's fair that I describe the scene as you guys have now escaped this area. Although I do want to continue to encourage the role play in the scene. You look around here and you look at the temple. You see bullet holes rid the walls that were once painted and sculpted with hieroglyphs and stories. Now are just walls about to crumble. The statue is on its side, and there is a whole wagon, a carriage that is currently on fire with green flame. You look around and there's a lot of blood, but no corpses. I'm going to say that there are 5 strewn around the inner temple. There's, of course, the corpses that you were just looking at. Oh, speaking of, they all start to like jitter and move, the creatures that you just killed.
Start looking for the gold. I don't like it. Put them out of their misery.
I'm gonna allow you to not have to roll for this one. I don't think that would be particularly fair. Something you do very quickly notice is that for the Egyptian creatures, the Torn, the gold is embedded in their skulls. You only find a few silver. Throughout the entire scene here, I would say the 2 riflemen, they had 2 gold on them each. So you guys as a group are getting 4 gold out of this encounter. You loot the rest. There was zombies there as well as those Torn. You don't. It's basically just a lot of copper and silver, which, just so you guys are aware, you don't have to track. Silver is hours. Copper is minutes. They're not as valuable. You can kind of toss them out within reason. In the lore of the game, it's really more of a flavor currency. Gold is really the only thing you have to track. But you don't catch much in the way of profit from this scene. There are the 5 corpses in the inner temple as well, though they don't seem to be twitching. And there is a very distinct lack of Silas. What do y'all do?
Is the moonshine okay?
That is such a great question, because that is so valuable. Do I want to be a dick?
You
No.
could say we
No.
left it with the horses.
The moonshine is okay and with you.
Yay. Well,
I want to say Okay, so we are like we look around the center of the temple, which isn't really a structure anymore.
That's correct. There are 5 torn. Sorry, torn not as in the um, race, but torn as in like torn apart. Very demoralized corpses, and a temple which was clearly a battleground just moments ago. Do you want to roll? Does someone want to roll like perception? August, do you want to roll perception?
Yeah, I was gonna say if I could look for like tracks or anything that maybe like Silas left behind if he is no longer here.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a let's see, where are you at? Go ahead and roll me a instinct roll.
Cool.
I'm gonna say so. If the goal is to track him, I'm gonna call this a DC 20.
I'd like to help him by looking for the tracks that are leaving away from the area, because there
We're
should
good.
only be one set of tracks leaving.
I mean that's great, but I rolled a 23.
No, all right.
But
me, I
also
guess,
I
yeah.
like that.
As
Cool.
as Jesse's looking, Ashwin's gonna be like, "Oh, we're still gonna go after him? Did you not hear what just happened?"
Did you not hear about the reward?
Did you also not hear about some dude named Julius knowing where his fortune is? We found Julius, we found the fortune. We can kill Silas.
But
It all works out.
Mm-hmm.
you all are crazy.
Well, you're with crazy. Nowhere else to go but crazy.
Slew is just gonna like look at him, then look down at himself, and like gesture up and down at his outfit. Do you think
Yeah.
I can pull off these colors? I can't, but I'm so good I still do it. And you look
Yeah,
at this
I mean-
outfit and you tell me I look like a sane individual?
Hey, look at him. He's kind of crazy, isn't it?
You do make it work though.
I'll like he'll grab Snoop by like the collar and like lift him up. Look at him. You see this?
Slew is gonna take his staff and put one leg up and put the other on top like he's sitting on something. Put the staff in his lap and say, "I have that shit on."
Damn, he has that shit on. Look at him.
Goodness gracious.
Why are you showing him off like a trophy pony? Put him down.
What, you want to treat him like dirt? I'll put him on
No,
the
but
dirt.
he's not
He-
some trophy. Sure, he is a
he is-
performer. He's still a man. He's still got dignity.
Hey, Lexi, look
he
at
is
him.
literally a show pony, though.
He looks at you when you mention he still has dignity, and then waves his hand up and down again at his outfit.
All right,
And
I stand
has-
corrected.
And kind of has like a raised eyebrow. Oh, like,
Gonna put him down.
There's just no arguing with you guys, is there?
Can't argue with crazy.
Guys, this might be the one chance we get to actually do this right. I mean, everything's lining up. We just need to find this guy. We need to find Silas. At least track where he's going. And if we find Julius along the way, then we get that treasure.
And
I
if
mean-
we don't, he killed an
Yeah,
entire
sure,
army.
we die, but we die anyways.
Well,
Make your living worth
You keep-
something.
yeah, I mean, does anyone remember where Julius might be? Did he mention anything about that? Though he said the Vulture Gang knows where he is, right?
I would say
Yes,
at
I
this
believe-
moment, I'm gonna interject here because there's a few things I need to resolve. I need to resolve the tracks, and then I would say also, of this group here, Oz, you are the most likely to know this, or excuse me, Reno would. So much so that I'm not gonna have you roll for it based on your backstory, as well as your character's. Let's see here. Is your character good in anything? Let me double check. Let's see. You have a +2 instinct, -1 knowledge. Maybe you don't.
He's kind of been out of the loop for a while.
I'm giving this to Fontana with a +1 to knowledge, and based on that character's backstory.
Fire.
But because I'm giving this to Fontana for free, Oz, I can say that Reno knows this as well.
I just need help remembering. Once you say it, I'm gonna remember it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what just happened. You say the word out loud. Julius is the real name of the man, the myth, the Vulture, the leader of the Vulture gang.
Ah, crap.
And then I will resolve the tracks. August, you and Jesse and Slew look around and try to find tracks that sort of lead away. And you're able to find a very obvious single set of tracks that head sort of west of the temple. These are the only tracks here. There's tracks at the front of the temple that lead up to it. That's where everybody's sort of like entered through the temple. Behind the temple was the fight that we just had. And then on the clear opposite side, just on the edge of this temple here, there's just a single pair of tracks. That Okay, I've made a decision. You look at here the tracks and you catch something interesting. They stop randomly. You rolled really well here, so I'm going to give you a piece of information that would be valuable, which is that you look at the tracks and they stop and you think, oh, something crazy must have happened. You know this individual uses magic, right? You take a closer look, and the sand just in front of the last step is strange. You lean closer to it, and it's there's a little bit. It's hard to tell, but you catch it that there's a bit of a valley look to it, like kind of like a sideways lips situation. Just a vague outline. And you can sort of imagine Silas taking steps out from this temple and leaning down towards the ground and falling into and becoming one with the sand.
Gotcha. Okay. I think at that revelation, I imagine that Jesse kind of like looked down to like crouched on his knees to like see that. So I think he'd kind of like stand and go, we can't track him any further. He's a fucking magic user. He's gone.
At least he didn't see us.
That is a big plus. I think we made the right call. We would have been dead if we tried to join them up there.
Yeah, good call, Slew. You always know what to do.
I do try my best.
Tell some mighty good stories too.
Well, I should hope so. I built a career off it.
You got any spells of yours that could, I don't know, track the use of teleportation magic?
He's gonna pull up his staff and like start looking it over. Let's see. Kills things. Basically kills things.
Oh, I like that.
Makes people cooperative. Nope. Nothing I can do for you, sir.
I'm gonna interject here. Before you say that, I will encourage you guys with a little old rule we haven't used in a long time that I like, um, where you can negotiate with your source of power um, to attempt to do something beyond your current that is currently on your character sheet. Do you guys remember this? This was a while ago.
Are you talking about during the wizard type voyage thing?
Yeah,
Where you
the
could like
Arcadia
sacrifice
one?
HP? Yeah, Arcadia.
Let's see here. That's correct. Let's see here. This is called overcasting. You may attempt to cast a spell that you are not comfortable or used to casting, and the consequences of which are dependent on your source of power. For example, if your source came from another sentient creature, um, you would have to do some kind of bargain.
Slew is gonna kind of stutter to a stop mid-sentence while looking at the staff and taps on the glass top for a second before. There might be something. And he's going to grab the staff with both hands before pointing it directly down at the trail. And he's going to close his eyes and speak. In a world where everything is connected and nothing ever breaks, a path, a line, connected from one point to another, where one may walk, another may follow. Through these connections laid on the earth before me, may I lie to the world and say I know where he walked, and that so I may see where his path took him. And I'm going to try to cast using a story onto the world itself.
And you say all this out loud, and time freezes. And Kelsey, would you be oh so kind as to change the music to something a little mysterious?
Gotcha.
Thank you so much. And all of your friends are frozen in place. Your eyes look around, and there are specks of dust in the air that was being carried by a breeze, which is now frozen in place. Walking. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Yeah, one-on-one would be cool. I think. Oh, you know what'd be fun? I think that where the statue once was, the statue's sort of like on its side, but there's still like the podium there. There is sort of this creature. If I do say so myself, a slightly handsome individual. There with it's a skeleton individual with uh, flowers growing along the arms and the rib cage. And there is this jester's hood hiding the head. And the creature is holding a mask. As if it were its face. The creature is, I'm gonna say, probably around 8-9 feet tall, standing in the place of the statue in a very thespian pose before I turn towards you, Slew, and lean down. So, you want to do something much stronger than yourself.
Come now. As a storyteller yourself, you understand that for there to be a story in the first place, there needs to be links, there need to be action, there needs to be something for the characters to work towards. And right now, our story is stalling. And without this particular set of circumstances, it could take us weeks of random traveling with no idea or capacity of where to go.
You make an excellent argument, but it seems like you don't trust me. I have plans. This is going in a direction. Now, I am not opposed to your direction, because I do enjoy the spontaneity. However, I need something in return. You don't get to pluck a Deus Ex Machina out of your hat for free. I need something in return. What is your bargain? What is your persuasion? What will you give me?
All right. As a limited actor on the stage we play, with you, of course, being the storyteller, with, again, my limited point of view, how could I make this story more entertaining? If not for you, at least for an audience. Maybe through a restriction or a goal. What do you think would be the most entertaining? As the director of the plot, I'd assume you could think of at least something for me to do.
You're more clever than you look, Slew. Fair enough. I need a pinky promise. There's a temple that I need you to raid. At the center of it, there is a glass eye. I need you to, free it. I have plans for it. Now, here's the issue is you need this first, then the temple, which happens to put me in a strange, bargaining position. So I need a promise. You will, in the next week. I'll give you some time. There's things you need to do. Yeah, in the next week, I need you to go into this temple and succeed. I need you to free the glass eye. If you fail, there will be consequences. And he will tell you those consequences. And when he says those consequences, his voice is silent, but Joe, you and only you hear it as I type it to you. As you can hear me violently type. Do we have an accord?
You drive a hard bargain. But what is a story without a subplot? We have a deal.
Their giant skeletal hand reaches out towards your tiny one. Actually, they will take out their pinky.
Slew is going to try to extend his pinky as well.
There is a very awkward pinky shake.
Yeah, the fingers are kind of like too big, so at best Slew can kind of just touch his pinky to his to the bigger pinky because he can't like wrap it around at all. So they just kind of touch pinkies and shake up and down.
You move up and down. This is really interesting. I need to improvise some things, but I fuck with it.
All right. Slew is gonna spin around, pulling out his staff, and retake the exact position he was in before the time stopped.
The creature will go into the thespian look at the pedestal before the creature snaps their fingers and time resumes. Nate, if we could resume back to the previous configure, I appreciate it. Time resumes, and Slew, you cast a spell. Mark a stress as it exudes energy out of your body. And you take your staff, and at the glass at the top, there is suddenly a small ball. You don't get to know the exact location of this creature, but you do get to know where the destination of the teleport was. And you look into it. And you stare, and you see a vision in the glass. I know, I'm wrapping up, I apologize. And you see I have to improvise. I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck it. The camera, you sort of like zoom into the glass eye. There's sort of like this fog, and it turns into forms. And for the first time, any of you finally get a good look at what Silas looks like. You see him standing there, screaming at someone. And that's where we're going to cut. We are going to take a break. That's going to be a 10-minute break for us players. We're going to be back at 9:14. Have a lovely break, everyone. I'll see you when we get back.
Woo! Y'all ready for
Happy
my
break.
B plot?
Let's go. Side quest.
I just made a fucking deal with Sukuna. Let's go.
Okay, go to break. Go to break. All right. And we are back.
Woohoo!
Yippee!
Yippee! Well, that was cool. I really fucked with that, Joe. I thought that was
Yeah.
super cool. Really well done.
Joe might not be here yet, just yet.
No, you might not be. Still
He
pooping.
said-
I totally
he said
get that.
To thin air.
Yeah. Oops. Well, no one tell him.
Also, y'all, this is your PSA. Frozen grapes slap.
Yes,
Oh, for
I've
sure.
been saying this. Oh my
billion
god, I
percent.
love frozen grapes.
It's like a fun snack that like isn't a lot of calories, and it takes me a while to eat.
And it cools you down.
Type shit.
I'm so
That too.
mad. I was rolling my dice just for funsies and I crit.
Hey guys, stop fucking critting in these games.
By the way, it went kind of unappreciated because you couldn't see the roll, but when I was rolling the d20s for the damage rolls, I rolled 3 nat 20s.
Brother.
Like, for the 3 times I cast them, each time had at least 1 nat 20.
That's insane.
So of
When-
6
Yeah.
rolls, 3 of them were nat 20s, 2 of them were a 16 and a 17,
When I
and then the
critted,
last one was an 8. But still,
Bonkers.
When I critted, it was 2 12s, so it was like, oh.
I feel like that's the best crit.
It's the best one. Yeah, objectively.
It happened again.
yeah, you want to make
That
that
or
like the
2
super
ones.
crit?
Because you think you're gonna die, and then you're like, oh, yeah, it's another one.
Oh, my favorite moment was from last year when Oz was
Oh,
about
yeah.
to die. And on the Sonic the Hedgehog die, he rolls 2 ones.
Allow me to unlock my special power.
Yeah,
Allow
man,
me
the
to
Sonic dice are kind of OP, not gonna lie.
Allow me to
Jacob,
It should be
demonstrate my
allowed.
secret technique.
did you
fumbling
see
the bag.
the dice I sent to Theo?
Yeah,
I
the
wanna
cowboy
see.
dice.
The cowboy dice.
Behold,
What?
shitty as fuck.
I think it's so cool. I want them so bad, but I'm broke.
That's amazing. I fuck with that heavy. All right, let's jump back into this game, guys. We've got So it's awesome. I'm put into this position where I suddenly have to improvise a cutscene again between 2 NPCs. So if I'm fumbling a little bit, I do apologize. This is not super easy, but I'm gonna do my best because you know what,
Yeah, look at-
Joe, you played that really well. You definitely earned this. You look into the glass ball, and the rest of the players, I'm gonna guess that you guys sort of huddle around. You get to watch a little show. You get to witness the scene where he teleported. We are in. Ooh, you know what would be fun? Let's say a sleazy bar, dimly lit, and it is really quiet. And you realize the reason why is because all of the patrons are slumped over in their chairs with fresh bullet wounds. Silas, you see here, for the first time, you're.
Before
What?
you get too in deep, Slew is gonna slam his staff into the ground, and then the orb is gonna project like an illusion around everyone to make us feel like we're in the bar.
Yes! Yes! Yes, Joe. Yes! Alright, you do that. I love you, Joe.
I love you, Jacob.
And suddenly you all are immersed in this scene. This air is stale. Actually, no. That's the one thing, is you can't do smells. But there is certainly a... you certainly can feel the heat of the scene and the sort of way it's sort of this dimly lit bar with the windows are shaded. The heat sort of is forced to stay in one place. It sort of, I don't know, evolves into sort of this new gross kind of heat. The slumped over corpses sort of sprinkle the scene. all of you sort of like take invisible imaginary chairs and sit down and watch. Silas, for the first time, you're able to get a good look at it. And he's not even there. He's a corpse, an undead. There is not a single speck of flesh on this creature. The head is a pristine white bone, skull of a hyena, a black hyena, very canine in nature, under the cap of a black rim hat. Not black rimmed, like it's literally a black cowboy hat. The 6-iron on his side. Sort of throws a table to the side, and there is this individual on the ground, sort of attempting to back away in utter failure, crawling across the beer-stained floor of the scene. You see I'm going to say an elven man with these thin spectacles and sort of like this white shirt he has stuffed into his pants, but it's tucked in a really awkward way. He just doesn't know how to do it right. Sort of like this mess of black hair. I'm going to say the vibe is tense. Kelsey, if we can play some tense music here.
Gotcha.
If you don't mind. Thank you so much. The individual on the ground turns. I'm sorry, Silas. Listen. I didn't know. I didn't fucking know. All right. And Silas turns towards the man on the ground. Mr. Sutton, I was not aware of your game, sir. That's certainly quite a set of balls you have between those sweaty legs. You screw me. You're gonna protect your boss over me? Now, where the hell was the intelligent mind that I thought I saw? And if I do recall, I spared your life, Sonny. You owe me. And you stabbed me in the back? Well, now if you were in my predicament, what would you do? And he starts spinning the barrel of his gun. Hey, Mr. Sutton sort of like looks up. Okay, I was told he was going to be there, okay? That's what I was told. He was going to be there. That's what he told everybody. The only person who knew that Julius wasn't going to be there was Julius. All right? It was to draw you out. He tricked me as much as he tricked you. Ernest, that's a mighty theory. Now, why would I believe you, Sonny? Because listen, and he'll take his bony hands and stab into his arm and pin him to the ground. And twists, and Ernest screams in pain. You just as likely be telling the truth as much as you could be lying. Did I do something wrong? What the fuck? Okay, I'm moving on. I can't look at the memes chat. You guys are going too fast. Ernest sort of looks up. Silas, I'm sorry. You have to believe me. And Silas will stare into his face. Mr. Sun, I have no value of your life. I can end it here and now. And I would not break a sweat. Nor would I care for your disappearance. So, if you can't give me anything useful, then why should I keep you around? Give me something I can use, something I can trust. Mr. Sutton looks up at him. I listen, as I very quickly run to my notes. I'm sorry. Where is it? Um. Okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Listen. All right, listen. All right. No one knows where Julius is, but Jack might. Jack Morin. As I write that down. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm back in. Listen, Jack Morin. It's Vulture's second in command. All right. Vulture tells him everything. Jack will know, or Jack will know something. Jack will know something useful. And Silas will sort of look up. Jack. That's right. He's still around. He's still kicking. God. Oh, man. What good memories. I would love to make his acquaintance again. Now, Mr. Sutton, I do appreciate your good deed today. He sort of like stands up, and Silas will turn around and start walking off. You live another day, Mr. Sutton. You enjoy your life within the Vultures. Mr. Sutton. Oh, listen, he sort of like closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. He is so scared to say this. About this week's payment. And Silas will stop. He turns around and fires into Sutton. And Sutton stops moving. Before Silas walks towards Sutton and rips the gold from his person. Before taking it and like jamming it into his face. And then there's sort of like a green flame erupt. And then it's almost as if he's jamming the bag of gold into his eye, into the skull. Before the creature turns around. And it's almost, there's a moment, Joe, where Silas seems like he's staring right at you before he walks out of the saloon. And the illusion fades.
Wow, that was one of the dumbest individuals I've ever seen. Could just
Why would he
kept his
keep
mouth
talking?
shut.
That's
Yeah,
what
like,
I was
why?
thinking.
He could have just
What did he
ran
gain?
away.
Like, he walked out of that situation alive. I don't. Man did not enjoy life enough. I can understand, but like, it wasn't even a conscious decision. Man, just. Yep. He'll just shrug.
Well, now we know not to make that mistake.
I'm going to interject here. I think that the best use of our time, you're now here within the crumbling ruins of an old civilization. The illusion fades. You have a lot of information with you right now. I think the best move right now is to kind of just discuss, create a game plan, and attempt to execute. I'm gonna shut up now and just kind of let you guys discuss as a group what your guys' next move is.
Let's not die.
Could I? Yeah, I like that plan. Good job, Ashwin, and I'll pat him on the back. Maybe a little too hard. And can I glean where that was, like where Silas was from the image that we saw?
That is such a fun question. To respond to your question, Joe, you don't have any information yet. Joe sent me a message. I am computing. All right, so I'm gonna say I don't like it when multiple people get to roll on the same thing. So one of you gets to roll. This is.
Would it be a knowledge roll?
It has to be a knowledge roll. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, any of you could know this place. So it's up to you guys who wants to roll. I'll allow help rolls. But yeah, one person is rolling. This is the interior of a bar in this world. So I'm gonna say this is a DC 25 roll.
Ooh.
Cool. I only have +1 to knowledge, but I have a feat where if someone helps me, I roll a d20 from my hope die instead of a d12.
How could we help with this roll?
We talk. We just say,
Oh,
"Well, do you recognize that thing on the wall over there?" Go ahead.
I suppose I can help. I have a +1 in knowledge.
Just I want to have more than a +1.
Does anyone have anything, or is like Audrey just our best bet here? Because like the D20 is actually kind of
I was gonna say
very
we should just
relevant.
Audrey.
If Ashwin were to help, maybe there could be like something on the wall of the bar that he recognized, that he sold.
Like
something.
Ooh, I fuck with
I
that.
dig it.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a stretch to like figure out how things could help, but I definitely can see like, oh, there's this thing on the wall. That means it has to be somewhere on the west side of Ashwall, and then that helps Audrey or something like that.
Yeah, theoretically, it won't mean anything mechanically, but everyone could be pitching in with like, oh yeah, I recognize this brand only sells in like this area, or someone else could be like, yeah, I recognize.
I was gonna say
from over there,
for
like...
more reasons, Jesse would probably have some experience in bars. He could probably
would
recognize it.
It can be a group effort.
All right, so here's how this is going to work. If anyone would like to help, they can spend a hope. That means they roll a d6. Now, any number of you can help, but all like additional helps don't add dice. It just means that it goes a little higher. How this works is, say, Audrey rolls, gets the ability where you get a d20. Awesome. Someone helps. That person who helps roll a d6. If multiple people help, they all roll a d6. And then Audrey gets to add to her roll the highest d6. We're not adding all the d6s together. Say,
I see.
Nate rolls a 1 and August rolls a 6. Audrey adds 6. Are we clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd say that's an even trade if everyone just throws in the 1.
Yeah.
Because this seems like a very important roll to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just guessing. We're figuring stuff out. Well, that was useless.
Oh no.
I rolled a 2 on the d20. Yikes. So that's 12 total. Well, plus my knowledge is 13.
I rolled a 6.
I don't think this is possible.
I don't think this is happening.
Okay. All of you who were trying to help, you're still spending the hope.
Wait, you said what was your total?
12.
12. Yeah, plus
or
that's
13.
an 8. Yeah, that's to 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's a DC 25. Never mind.
Yeah. I was thinking about the hope die too, but it doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's
All right,
fear, by the way.
the group of you sort of like talk together. I'm gonna gain a fear. The group of you speak, and you attempt to.
Now it rolls a 20. Goodness, I was rolling for funsies.
I love rolling for funsies. The group of you sort of like have this conversation. Do you recognize? Well, it could be this one. No, I remember that one, and you guys have a group talk. you can't land a consensus. There is really no. This could be any bar, anywhere. And you also rolled with fear, which means I need to add something negative to the scene, which is this is what I'm gonna do. Screw you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I tried.
It's okay. It's okay.
As you guys are discussing this,
No, Audrey, you fumbled the bag. You rolled a 2 on a 20. Like.
Okay, Miss Jar
Roll
rolled 3 nat
better.
20s. I don't know how that's statistically possible.
Love it.
It's a simple technique called getting good, and I know it's hard for certain people with standards, but
Damn. Okay. Let's continue. As you guys are discussing here, who
I
wants?
love you.
I would say, love you. Fontana gets. I think Fontana gets to have the bad news first. I think because Audrey rolled. I think that's fair. As you guys are discussing, and like, there's this bit of bread here that really sort of like bums out the current moment. Audrey, you look around, and then you look over at Oz, and your heart sinks. And you see this like bullet hole in one of the supplies. And you like rush over. Reno, you sort of like look over and you're like, what is happening right now? And Fontana, you look at it and you're just like, as if the moment couldn't be any worse. What seems to be a stray spear. Oh, right. Yeah, there were guns fired at you guys. Yeah, so we'll say a bullet hole.
Yeah.
A stray bullet at some point hit the water bag, and you guys are currently, right now, have no water.
We got moonshine though.
Yeah, so who cares, right?
Y'all can drink
immediately, right, exactly.
yes,
Immediately,
the liquid that makes you more thirsty.
perfect. What could go wrong? Immediately, Audrey and Nate, Fontana and Ashwin immediately click, like, we are a day away from Heaven's Gate, so you can resupply.
Great.
All right. Well, we need to head back right now so we don't die out here. And I'm sure we could sell the moonshine there and get more supplies. Get a few more days on us. Any objections?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, we
Sounds
can-
like the correct choice
we
of
can
action
sell
right
that
now.
moonshine.
All right. Let's saddle up.
The group of you saddle up, you get your things, and you ride off towards Heaven's Gate. We can cut the tense music. The day goes to night. And eventually you find yourselves... that is hilarious. You guys end up making camp exactly where you did the day before, in the mine shaft. Wait, that's actually so cool. I didn't do that on purpose. Okay, sick. Anyway, moving on. The group of you here make camp and ruminate on the multitude of things you've learned. Silas is going to be a bigger foe than you thought, but you have a shot. You have enough info. You know what you need to do. But there's so much in the way. You make camp. There's a small fire. And you all take watch through the night. Jesse and Daphne, you two are keeping watch together. And you look out from the mine shaft. No, we're not going to do one-on-one for this one. And you see a woman 7 feet tall, in a black cloak, in the exact same place you saw her previously. August, how does Jesse respond?
Jesse will wait for the woman to say or do anything before he kind of does anything.
There's sort of like this awkward pause before she takes her hands and raises them and cups them around her mouth. Don't make me wait. Get over here.
My bad. And he will just run over to where she is.
Kelsey, does Daphne follow?
Yeah, she sees that Jesse's heading over, so she follows.
As you do, the wind picks up and it gets worse and worse until you make it to where you are with her and you accompany her out in the middle of the desert. And you look back and you see yourselves just 2 days prior when you were seeing this vision. The woman turned towards you, removes her cloak. A 7-foot tall woman under a black cloak. Within the void of the cloak are stars which burn bright. The woman has a pale face, a long face with a arched nose. Jesse, Daphne, how was your evening?
It it was good. I'm not sure who you are.
That is a great question. I'm gonna pause because there's some rolling happening in the back room in the group chat. Unfortunately, Nate, you can't roll because you found this bag today. You'll be able to roll in the morning. I'm sorry, Nate.
I was gonna roll before that. That's why I was asking. I was gonna roll pre-roll so we know in the morning.
Okay. Well, it's knowledge.
Okay, thank you.
And then if Joe, if you want, you can spend a hope to give Ashwin advantage. I don't want you both rolling anymore, but I think it's fair that you can help him in this situation. All right, moving back to the scene.
I think when Daphne's like, I'm not sure who you are, Jesse will be like, oh, my apologies. Let me introduce you ladies. Daphne, this is Dahlia. Dahlia, Daphne. Daphne's a good friend. And so is Dahlia.
I've met you before, Daphne. In your past, I knew your mother. I still do.
How did you know her?
She worshipped me.
I see. Well, what is it that you want with us?
It's not what I want. It's what your mom wants. How do I put this? She has something for you, but she needs your help. The wind blows around you, the sandstorm and she'll reach into her cloak. Yeah, Joe, I saw that message.
But am I wrong?
Moving on. Though I would read that fanfic.
Whoa!
Whoa, tall lady.
Anyway, in her hand, you see some kind of strange-looking dagger. It has these jagged and rigid runes carved into it. It's long, and at the end of the hilt, there's the carved into it the head of a raven. And she takes it and passes it to you. I apologize, Daphne. I cannot exist in the present. I only live in spaces in the past and in the future, but I can visit people in dreams and visions. So, I cannot help you, but I can guide you. You need to bring this knife to your mother. You can find the knife at an old buried temple of mine, hidden within the mines of Heaven's Gate. I'm sorry, it is. The people who worshipped me then, the Torn, they were very protective of my relics and some, let's say, gifts they wanted to bring me. And so it's somewhat dangerous. But I have faith in you, both.
Why does she need this?
Make a persuasion check. Go ahead and make me a charisma roll, or excuse me, a performance.
Gotcha.
Presents.
Presence. Thank you. DC 20.
I got 14 with fear.
Can I help her in any way?
You can potentially say something, though if you rolled a d6. Oh, yeah. If you got exactly a 6, it could pass. That's awesome. You could try and say something that would potentially help the situation. Just don't fumble, it might make it worse.
So true. You know, you were telling me you'd hope that I'd make the right choice. And I assume you're telling this to us to make a right choice. So could you let us in with a little info here? Make it easier?
Go ahead and spend a hope and roll a d6.
Yay!
If you roll a 6, it's a success. A 5 or lower, it's a failure.
I rolled a 4, but I'm gonna spend one of my Seraph die to make it a 6.
Bitch.
Because I have a 1 and a 2. I want this information.
You use her prayer die against her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a baller move. Jesse, we've known each other for a time. You understand that I know what's going to happen. every time. So, have you ever asked yourself why I haven't just told you everything you need to know to make every good decision?
If I may interrupt, ma'am. Last time, you said you're surprised. For the first time ever. You're surprised. Now, you are all powerful. You are an amazing creature of fate. Even if you are surprised, can you imagine how we feel?
There was a time where I lived in the present. I visit her from time to time. I know what it's like. And I know the desperate need of the future. There was a time when I clawed at it. And I would do anything to know it. And now I would do anything to unknow it. And yes, there is one context where I don't know the result. But I need you to believe me and trust me when I say I will not tell you the future of all of it. I will not spoil the surprises. Because none of you will grow if you knew. You would wither. The future is a fog because it enriches the soil to lay down the roots of the past and reach up. However, I'm feeling spontaneous today. And as both a favor to you, Jesse, as well as Daphne to your mother, I will temper some anxiety and say that there is a ritual that your mother must complete. She's been working so hard for you, Daphne. It's all been for you. She loves you so much. I'm excited for the reunion. It's a nice moment I look back to from time to time.
But she left me in a circus.
I know. Do you think that both can exist? That she could leave you at the surface and still love you?
I don't know. She never came back for me.
She might be working on it. I would know.
Well, I can only hope.
Whatever you do with the information I give you is your choice. You don't have to bring her the dagger. You don't need to give her anything. But here's what I do know, is I have heard so many stories of people who chose not to confront members of family and, well, even not even family, but to confront those that hurt them. They chose to walk away. And they lived the rest of their lives wondering what would have happened, good or bad. Constantly nagging at their brains of a different world, something that never happened, that never could happen, because of their choice. I know what you're going to do. But it's okay if you don't know right now. Is there anything either of you would like to do before the scene ends?
I don't think so.
I think that Jesse would kind of. Am I allowed to hold Dahlia's hand?
Yeah, with consent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so I think he would like reach out and kind of hold Dahlia's hand. And just say, "Thank you. I'm so tired of not knowing. Thank you for telling us."
Of course. That's the funny thing about the future. It is a fog, but it also has a weight to it. I want to be clear on something. Knowing and seeing through the fog, that doesn't take away the weight. Trust me. Have a Have a wonderful night, friends. Till we meet again. And the wind will blow. And the sand will pass. And suddenly you are in the present again. And the dagger is gone. And you're left there in the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert, maybe, say, 30, 100 feet from camp. Kelsey, what does Daphne do in this moment?
I think she's gonna look over to Jesse and kind of ask if everything that just happened was real.
Oh yeah, Dahlia's real. It's what you make with it.
Do you think that we should go and get that dagger?
Do you want to see your mom?
Well, yeah.
Let's get that dagger.
Okay.
Kelsey, take a hope. When you said, but she left me, that literally like hit. That was great line delivery. That was killer.
Thank you.
The two of you make it back to camp. You keep the rest of your watch, and no more cloaked women or zombies or anything of the sort bother you for the rest of the night. Just the accidental motherfucker.
Existential dread.
Yeah, that. You know the one. You guys heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm living
It's
it.
been around. Oh, wonderful. Glad to hear it. But back to our fantasy game. You all wake up. Kelsey, if we could cut to some neutral music. That's so real.
It was already on neutral.
Awesome. Yeah, let's keep it on neutral then. That particular song during the like sandstorm, I really like that one. So full of hope. You all wake up, which means I need all of you to remove 1 gold. Your pockets get a little thinner. And Nate, I know you've been sitting on this the whole time. You take the bag. What'd you roll?
Yeah, I crit.
Awesome! So cool.
I've been sitting on
Great.
that. I've been sitting on that the whole time.
That's so fucking cool, you guys. You keep rolling well. Whatever, I actually really like this one. You take the bag. And you draw your thumb across it. And you get to that point where, your soul's moving around as your finger traces the weave. Within this small satchel, there are hieroglyphs. It's okay, I can speak English. Sewn into the bag, and that the yarn there is enchanted with something strange. And you maneuver your thumb through it, and as you do, you sort of close your eyes and focus, and you really pay attention to the way your soul moves in response to your finger touching specific parts of the enchantment of the stitch. It moves up and down, and it sort of inverts, and it sort of dances in a way, and you sort of read those and get a sense of what this is. And you get to a point where you did yesterday, where your soul does something very strange. It breaks off into roots and shoots down into the earth. Hold it there. And instead of leaving, instead of reacting, you embrace it. And you follow the roots down. You sort of descend into yourself, descend into the sand, descend into the stone, into the earth. And you look up. And you are in a cavern. And in the ceiling, there are roots. And the roots are moving. And they shape into a shape of a feminine figure. A ghastly figure of, like, potentially a corpse. Of these pale roots. Oh, gosh. What was her name? Do I look this up, or do I hope that it comes to me?
August, I hope you're taking notes, because I'm not going to remember this shit.
What do you think I've been doing?
Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna pull it up from my
Not
notes.
Metsugie, is it?
This is not Metsugie.
Darn.
Hold on. I
The
almost
only
have it.
things that I don't have recorded are what I say.
That's so real.
I
I hope you don't say anything important.
Well, I have like some of the important things, but like when I was convincing Dahlia, I put some bullshit Jesse said.
Well, yeah, it's accurate. That's accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Getting back into the scene, you look up and you see this woman of roots. The figure is so slender that it's almost like scary to watch. Like if you watch those videos online of people who look like they're starving to death, it's sort of like that kind of gaunt of roots. You recognize this woman as the Earth Widow, the Mother Nature of this world. And suddenly it clicks in your mind. You sort of rise through the earth and you follow along and you read the way your soul moves, and it finally clicks in your brain what this is. This is a Fey-Wild ritual of a transfer But the transfer is so deep, so bizarre, that it was hard to understand, but now you get it. A man, a long time ago, you kind of put two and two together, the Torn in the prison cell. He did a ritual, a Feywild ritual, to transfer something from him to the bag. And what he transferred was his name, his identity. And it's at this point, Audrey, Fontana looks down and it sort of like clicks together. Oh, this is a name. These hieroglyphs, they are surrounded by a black outline. It's traced around a very symmetrical black outline, which signifies that these hieroglyphs translate into the name. And both Fontana and Ashwin, both of you are able to say the name at the same time, but you both come to that conclusion from two very different places. The name on the bag is
Google
Bahiti.
Docs.
Google Docs. Spelled Bahiti.
ITI?
ITI.
So he fucking
And you
Harry
get
Potter
a-
Horcrux this shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'll be darned. That's creepy.
Yeah.
With this, the reason why this DC is so high, what is a ancient and strange ritual? Not uncommon in Feywild. There have certainly been instances in Feywild history of rituals where a trickster archfey will trick a creature into giving up their soul, giving up their face, giving up fingers and eyes and what have you.
My attention
And certainly
span.
sometimes it's a name. I apologize. Go ahead. Say that again, Nate.
My attention span. I was making an ADHD joke.
My ADHD.
May I have your attention?
Free now.
For real. I'm sure that's happened once or twice. This is a very similar ritual. It's not common in Ashwall. I would say it's much more common in Fairvale, which is a distant kingdom from here, where that happens basically all the time. It clicks for you, Nate. You know how to do this ritual. You reverse engineered it. And it could not be easier. This name is on a bag. Would you like to take his name, Nate?
What, am I just gonna be called Bahiti now?
I don't know.
I'll just scribble over with red Sharpie over Ashwin and just become Bahiti.
Yeah, that's the ritual.
That's the ritual. You know what? I'm a new cat. I killed someone today. I killed 2 people with 1 shot. Yeah, sure, I'll take the name. I'll take a risk.
Your curiosity overpowers you, and you draw in the lines of the sand the ritual circle needed. You place the bag inside.
Is everyone
You put your
watching me do
hand-
this?
Yes.
I'm watching you. I'm like, I'm at mid ritual. I'll look at him and go, "Are you sure about this, Ash?"
Not at all. Let's get going.
Respectfully, then why would you do it?
'Cause I need to know.
That's not a good enough answer, buddy. Oh, good lord.
That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Reno.
You got
Wait.
this, buddy. I believe in you.
Just so
Reno-
I'm understanding the circumstances. you deciphered that this individual performed a Fey ritual. Granted, everyone knows that the Fey love to fuck with people. And he performed a Fey
Uh-huh.
ritual to rip out a fraction of his being,
Yup.
stuffed it in a bag full of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are going to perform the same Fey ritual to do what exactly? To subsume the name? To take it? To what is the end goal here?
You know, that's a really good question, and that's why I'm doing this, to figure that out.
Ashwin.
Wait, hold on,
No.
Jacob. Would I remember
Oh.
or would I recognize any of what's happening, or no?
So, based on your backstory, you would you'd have to roll for it, but you might.
Can I?
Oh.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
This one's a little niche. I'll call it 16. Based on your backstory, I'll call it DC 16.
Oh, really living up to the moniker Curiosity Killed the Cat in this one.
Oh, never mind.
Can I?
I got a 6.
I'm a bookworm. Are there any myths or legends or stories of anyone messing around to this extent and the consequences that befall them for effing around and finding out?
Based on what I know about you, you're a bookworm in of Ashwall history. Are you a bookworm of history of the Feywild in general?
I think any book she could get. She was homeschooled, y'all, and an only child. I think she read anything she could get her hands on.
Cool. You can spend a hope to give August advantage because once again, I only really want to do one roll per thing. Do you catch me?
Yeah.
But if
You think advantage
if they
would help,
rolled a 6,
August?
I rolled a 6. It's not happening.
yeah.
But I appreciate the effort.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, as much as you are a bookworm, Feywild rituals sort of has eluded you within the sort of grand history. They are certainly sort of things that happen with vague consequences that you aren't totally sure of. They kind of just happen and the story keeps going. You aren't really in tune with the logic of the interworkings here. Unfortunately, none of you are.
Tana is gonna go.
Actually, Nate is super knows it.
Tana's gonna go full mom mode and just be like, Ashwin, do not do that. Do not make me bring you back to your parents with a different name, or heaven forbid, you're possessed by some other person's identity. This is not a good idea. I get that you want to figure this out. I get that you want to know what this is. But there's a smarter way to go about it. I promise you.
Nah, I kind of really just want to do it.
Good lord. Fine. Fine. If you want to do it, go right ahead, but
I mean, do we want to take
Don't-
a vote?
I mean,
Ashwin.
you said you want to
Ashwin.
do it, so
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
just
stop
support it.
you. You're a grown man, like you said. You don't need to be babied. But let it be known that I tried to warn you. So if you come back to your mama and you grow like a 4th head or something, I tried to stop it, and you cannot put this on me.
At
Just
least,
for the record, I think that 4th head would be really cool.
thank you.
You'd be like a Hydra. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what if you cut one head off and another grew up, like where it was, and you kept multiplying it?
Imagine how
just trying to-
strong you could be.
I'm just trying to figure out the end goal here, because there's no outcome I can consider that's beneficial in any way. You got the most mundane, you get an extra name, it's like a title or whatever. So it doesn't do anything aside from, oh, you just have a second true name, which, considering Fae, would probably make you more susceptible to Fae bullshit.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you right here. I'm gonna be a total dick. Joe Slew starts monologuing. Total like the dad to Fontana's mom. Just as like Ashwin, if you don't mind me taking over a little, as you're like finishing drawing the circle and then the ritual completes.
Yes.
Are you down?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
You got this, buddy.
The
And then
spell
you got
circle has a
Reno with
bright
total
glow.
uncle energy of like, it's not my problem if he fucks up.
I love it. I
I'm
love
just
it.
getting ready to intervene if need be. She's just getting ready for anything that's about to happen right now.
Kelsey, if we can cut the music.
Oh no. I'm scared, y'all.
You were so scared.
God, this is what I do it for. This is so cool. Nate, you finish the circle. It glows a bright, brilliant light. And there's sort of like this sort of strange moment where the bag lifts and there's sort of like a yarn inside of the yarn, almost like the ghost of the it's yarn. I don't have a synonym. Sort of like rises out of it, and there is sort of like this intangible thing. All of you cannot describe what you see, except you know for a fact that that is a name in the middle of space and time. And all you have to do, Nate, all Ashwin has to do right now is grab it and take it to the heart. Do you reach out?
Yeah. I come this far.
You take it in your hand. You take it to your heart. And the light stops. And everyone sort of just like looks around, waiting for something to happen. The only thing that happens here is Ashwin, you have this new face. You look like you're disassociating,
Lovely.
like you're retreating within yourself, because you do. You see a vision. It is beautiful. This city streets, there are torn everywhere. These sort of like it's a mix. Like half the population here are these bald black hyena humanoids, as if men, women, and children running around, conducting business, walking up to a vendor. A man walks up to a vendor here and takes a piece of bread and just like nods, and you're like, "Where was the money exchange?" And continues. Questions left unanswered. Children run in the street. The other half of the population are people who kind of look like you. They're like naked cat humanoids, and there's sort of like conversation. And there's like these large statues in the street. The architecture is so impressive and beautiful and Egyptian. And you are there, and you are looking down from a balcony. And you turn toward your husband. You both smile and embrace each other. And you can't help but think to yourself, what does he see in me? What on this earth, what in the world that Metsugiya built led to this moment? Betrothed to be married tomorrow. You don't deserve him. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this life. And you look into a mirror and you are not Ashwin. You are also a member of the Torn. That corpse you saw in the prison, but given life, stares into the mirror. Hi, Ashwin. Your head reminds me of mine.
Thank you.
You blink and you are back into the moment, and you look around and you just see incredibly concerned friends. And you look down at your hands, and you're no longer Ashwin. You are a torn individual. And then you blink, and then you're yourself again. All of you watch as Ashwin transform into this like ancient Egyptian ripped man. A torn, the black bald hyena. There we go. Gosh. And then a moment later transforms in front of your eyes back into Ashwin. As with you get to know this intimately, the benefits. If he were alive, you would always know his location. I guess I would say you always know where his corpse is now. You also can, of your own will, transform into him. This is not an illusion. This is your skin shifting. You may also say, act, or do things that he could do in life. For example, if you were to I would like to say something that he would say in this moment, you could describe that, and that's how it would play out.
That's sick. Oh my god.
That is really cool.
As a
Hey,
player. Really
hey,
cool.
Ashwin, what's that over there? I'm gonna point behind him. Do you turn to look?
Sure.
I'm gonna minor illusion as he's turning his head to make it appear as though he has a face on the back of his head.
Why is we Harry Pottering this so much?
I wasn't the one to bring up Horcruxes.
Yeah, Jake was. So, do I just have this thing on the back of my head now?
Yeah, I mean, how does everyone else react to it?
I think Tana would freak a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I think Jesse would chuckle at Tana freaking
Do-
and be like, "Nah, that's a good one."
Did she see Son casting the spell?
Well, considering he's dead in another dimension, I don't know who the character is, but
Good lord, slew! Golly!
I mean, I don't think you try to hide it, but he's kind of short, so I don't know if you'd have the eyesight to look down to see his cane light up when he casts a spell.
I'll say on a 15 or higher I see it. What's my
This is instinct.
instinct? That's a +0, so whatever the dice say. Nope, I don't see it.
Yeah.
So I just fully freak out and kind of slap the back of Ashwin's head, thinking that he's been possessed by something.
Ow!
There was a thing on the back of your head.
Sure wasn't one of your
Seeing as it's
beetles?
minor illusion, by slapping it, it just shatters. Like,
What the? Who did that?
egad,
I'll scan it.
who could it be? Oh,
I
sorry, I need
punched
to
Slew.
say it with an accent. Egad, who could that have been?
I wonder what that could have.
Must have been the wind.
I punched
that
Slew.
could've been.
My statement still stands.
Look,
You see, it was just
Don't scare me like that.
1d6.
Imagine her tackling it and just
ma'am,
walloping
I have-
over and over again. Tiny
I have
person.
no earthly idea what you're talking about. It must have been in the desert sand.
Oh, really, huh?
Roll a
Oh,
persuasion.
Shadow, and Shadow will perk up his ears and playfully, but still firmly, just tackle Slew.
While
You can never stop
Wow.
me.
while this attack is going on, Reno's just gonna walk over to Ashwin and like, how you feeling?
You know, I feel a lot better.
Yeah, I knew you had it in you. I don't know what all that magical mumbo jumbo was, but I knew you'd be all right.
Sorry, I just have to remember that Reno couldn't see any of it. He could only hear it.
He feels
That's a
the
great
aura.
point.
I felt it.
Tana will then come over to Ashwin and like just, grab his shoulders, do the whole mile, like looking over and be like, "Are you okay? How do you feel? What did it do?"
I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Hannah, he's a grown man. Let him
I
be.
know, but he's like, I know, but he's like a little brother to me, all right?
Hey,
I feel like
Jacob.
it's my job to take care of him.
Is there a way that since like he's kind of now part of me that I'm not as scared of everything anymore? Like he kind of gave me more confidence. What's his name? Bahiti? My other form.
Yeah, Bahiti. That's correct.
Your stand.
My stand. Like but is that okay, Jake? If I like?
Oh, that was a question. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Hmm. That's
Is
such
there
a great question.
Is there personality bleed?
Yeah.
I think that you sort of like take this moment and take intense pride of it. And are you asking of like, hey, can I borrow this guy's confidence?
Yeah.
Or are you saying like, or what are you asking here?
Well, I like, since I have a new fucking person living within my heart, I want to think that his confidence kind of bleeds into me. Like, it doesn't take away my fear and anxiety, but at least, like, I can talk without stammering. I feel a bit more, like, secure about myself.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you can sort of like pull from him this sort of like this different way of viewing the world. It's almost like you got a new set of eyes, and suddenly the color is shifted, like it's yours to take. It's no longer like you're some kind of victim of the world, but rather some kind of conqueror of it.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I
do we want to get a move on?
I just realized, like, oh yeah, no. Next step.
Say that with a giant dog still sitting on you.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a move on.
The group of you. Oh, mother trucker! I can't believe I did that. What do I do here? Okay, fuck it. I'm bummed that I messed something up, but that's okay. We're just gonna take the L. All right, moving on. The group of you get back on horseback and you ride. And you make your way until you eventually see it. Heaven's Gate. For two of you, that's home. You see this boom town. There's definitely some like meat to it, you know. There's certainly it's a dense place with a lot of empty homes. In between these sort of like two mountains that sort of like overarch and loom over the boomtown, there is this man-made stone bridge that bridges the gap between the two peaks of the two mountains, almost like this like stone sort of archway hanging over the city. You ride on horseback into town. You take a moment and breathe. I'm gonna say, I'm making some assumptions for you guys that you're gonna go to like a corner store or something and get yourselves resituated, resupply, get yourself your water. You take your horses and you tie them to a post. And all of a sudden, Nate, someone is sprinting at you. Could you please describe to me your older brother? And I apologize, I was supposed to grab his name and I forgot. Do you recall his name?
Yeah, but the question is which older brother?
Oldest.
Oldest. Okay. Describe what he looks like?
If you don't mind. And give me his name as well.
Okay. So, he is way bigger than me. He has the same markings except instead of brown, they're like a dark gray. And he has half of his tail cut off, and he has a clip in his ear on the other side of mine. It's not a bite mark, just a clip. And he wears a red bandana around his neck.
Perfect. Was his name Cole?
Cole, yes.
Okay, perfect. I did remember it. What the hell? Okay, cool. I just second guessed myself. I have a bad habit of doing that.
W. Jacob moment.
Cole sprints towards you with a knife in his hand, and you look over, and there's a moment where you freak out, and then you watch as the knife falls, and his arms wrap around you and hug you tight.
Oh, great. Hi.
Oh, thank God. I thought we lost you. Oh my God. Ashwin. Where's your brother?
What?
He looks around. Is he not with you?
Dusty?
Say that again, Nate.
Dusty?
Is the name pronounced Stee?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Dusty. Thank you. So sorry about that.
Good.
Yeah, Dusty. He left with you.
No, he didn't.
So,
Left.
Dusty's still missing?
What? He was here when I left. I left a note.
Oh, God. And that's where we're gonna end our game.
Oh, great.
No.
Cliffhangers! You can't keep doing this.
We can't keep getting away with it.
Brother.
Yeah, keep getting away with this.
I was just about to get into some roleplay. Ask so many questions. Golly.
We'll have a great next session. Tune in next time.
I won't be
We're-
here for it.
We're in Heaven's Gate, y'all. Shit to do in this town.
Golly.
Woo!
Right.
That was a fun game. I had so much fun.
Yeah. I
Right,
think
yeah.
the combat
Jacob, before I
lasted
forget-
perfectly.
Jacob, what's the name of the item I'm trying to obtain?
The glass eye. You're trying to quote unquote free it. Who knows what that means?
In like a week.
With a week time span, yeah.
I'm gonna drop a picture
Yeah,
of
6
my
days now.
brothers.
Yeah, a day's already gone by. Yeah, gosh, really thick game. Gosh, I had so much fun. Yeah.
Great
And,
session, guys.
Heck yeah.
It's really killer roleplay. That was sick. Killer stuff. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Next game is this Friday. Next Friday.
Not next Friday.
Friday. All right.
Yep.
I will see you all next Friday. This has been fun. I believe we have mismatched some misfits, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yep.
I will see you all then. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.